Siege here, and today we got some Call of Tempestarii, the newest quest in Warframe. Did you get a chance to check it out? First, let me say how incredibly excited I was to actually be able to play the quest the same time as everybody else. It was amazing to actually experience this thing without any spoilers, as us console pleb tenno usually have to. Not this time, and I have to tell you, I very much enjoyed the quest. It was incredibly short, this is true, probably the only part I didn't really like, but the quest definitely tied into the larger narrative, had some pretty decent voice acting, and had me really paying attention to what was going on while it was happening. Add to that there are a few little breadcrumbs to consider after the fact too, which made it even more enjoyable for someone like myself. The gameplay was fun, the dialogue was engaging, and overall, again, even though it wasn't very long, Warframe just seems to have the secret sauce when it comes to quests. A way of making them, even the smaller quests, engaging and having me constantly wanting more after the fact. That's what I love about quests. Call of Tempestarii is no exception. So, here is the quest in its entirety in my very first playthrough. I elected against commentary mainly because I wasn't sure if the quest would be replayable, and I'm going to need the content for all kinds of future episodes on the channel, without my voice all over it. There's a lot to consider here, and we'll probably be talking about this long after most of you have played through it. Admittedly, I forgot to reconfigure my railjack prior to the quest. I was so excited to play it that I forgot that it would need to be respec'd, so while it wasn't super powerful, I was able to push through the whole quest just fine. So for those of you with a railjack you're not so sure can survive the thing, chances are you'll be just fine too. In the coming days and weeks, we will be examining it more in detail, but for right now, I present to you Warframe's Call of Tempestarii quest. I hope you enjoyed, especially if you haven't had a chance to dig in and don't mind being spoiled regarding the story. If you do though, well, do yourself a favor and play it. It's really not that long, and visually, it's actually pretty impressive. And here's my challenge to all of you. What aspects of the quest stood out to you the most? Things that, say, maybe didn't make sense or seem to allude to something greater. Let me know in the comments section what you noticed, and at the end of the quest, I'll let you know what I thought was notable. So here we go.
Potential catastrophic sensor glitch. Visual confirmation required. Crew, did you see that? Commence salvage. Void storm resurgence probable. Get the lead out. Corpus salvage team headed for debris field. Crew, sensor glitch is back. Stay sharp. This may not be a bug. Close in. Salvage team eliminated. Void storm imminent. Corpus reinforcements imminent. Obligatory withdrawal imminent. This escalated quickly.
Captain Vala Glarios. So pleased to meet you. I should have expected Tenorats among the flotsam. Sequester that railjack for Parvos.
Gunfight not an option. Isolating escape corridor. Anomaly detected.
Waits for the shadow.
Vosphine glyphs. That takes me back.
I see you, you bastard. I see you! Contact Parvos Granum immediately! Get me authorization for multiphasic ordnance. Tell him I've found the damned ghost. Evasive. Focus shields.
Isolating escape corridor. All hands, evasive maneuvers. Escape corridor locked. Grab something. Captain Glarios knows something about that vessel. Crew, infiltrate and recover Orokin-era naval records. Our ghost ship has a name. I want it. Disable priority targets prior to boarding the capital ship.
I want torpedoes armed and dispatched now. Torpedoes locked. Target in range. Firing.
Get him off me, damn it.
I want boots on the deck. Clear the tubes and launch ram sleds.
Strategic targets eliminated. Time for the main event.
Arm the warheads. Fire full salvo. Take them down.
Well, this sucks. They got me. Alright. Get under control. Try to stay awake. Oh, well. This one wants to.
Let's soften them up. Torpedoes. Fire at
Not over here. Not like.
torpedo lines. Stand by to salvage their remains.
Zabić dot abijat.
Archive loaded. Our vessel was called the Tempestarii. Void rescue craft. Missing since the old war. Exemplary service record. Rescue total, 2,017 souls. Cited for bravery in the second and third Tharsis engagements. Multiple commendations. A legend. Lost during a void storm of unprecedented magnitude. Interesting. Final mission contains a black mark. Refusal to withdraw. Logs record final transmissions. Calling into the void before being engulfed. She has been calling ever since. The Tempestarii went down saving lives. She still waits for an answer. Like pain in a phantom limb. Like the voices of a crew long dead. The Tempestarii is suffering, searching for one final rescue. Saving us may enable her to complete her duty. Who waits for the shadow? Possibility. Friend-foe identification protocol. Loading Orokin-era distress countersigns. Prepare to disengage void drive. Transmitting Orokin-era distress signal. Here goes nothing. Your golden masters. Countersign unsatisfactory. Evasive maneuvers. attempting to reopen communications. Comms channel reopened.
Waits for the shadow.
We, the lost souls. She hears us. Tempestarii, all aboard are safe. Your mission complete. The Tempestarii has lowered shields. Crew, your presence is requested aboard the Tempestarii. You have been invited into an unknown realm. Tread lightly. The Shadow. Concentrated void energy. He is not conventionally alive. Their final rescue. The location data is corrupted. He cannot retrieve it. We can help. Data restored. Downloading coordinates. Brace!
Their shields are down! Oh, sweet Tenno! You went and lulled the beast to sleep for me. How kind! I was working in an exosuit when the Tempestarii destroyed Lucretia platform. I drifted for days. The frozen fragments of my crew. My sisters. I dreamed their dead, gaping mouths were singing with me yet.
multi-phasic beams have the Tempestarii imprisoned. Solution: junk the beam generator.
My kind are the only monsters this system needs, Tenno. We have no time for old ghosts. I shall rip that ship to pieces and eat its heart.
Objective: collapse the anchor field. I am in. Stay light on your feet. Countermeasures are interfering with my progress. Rectify. Jamming drones. Yay. Done. One last thing. Get to the override terminal.
Forget capture. We'll sift through the wreckage instead. Tracers locked? Engage.
Back to the Tempestarii. Now. Tempestarii is charging unidentified countermeasures. Stay in range. SWAT down pests. Countermeasures charged. On your mark. Unleash the storm.
Looks like my time.
Sisters! Hear me! Found them to hell and back by the hand Arbos himself.
We are part of this story. We have a duty. Enter the void. Search and rescue. We must complete the Shadow's final mission. Together. Cephalon Size Report. Tempestarii. Final voyage. Today, a centuries-long journey ended. Together, we braved a turbulent void. Deep within, he who had been lost was found.
Wait for the shadow. Your shadow has come.
Sevagoth, a warframe believed lost to the void forever. His energy almost extinct. With his last spark of life, Sevagoth embraced his shadow once again, and both were at peace.
Sister.
Messages in your inbox, operator.
Transmission from the Tempestarii. Sevagoth reconstruction is possible. A task not to be undertaken lightly. Old warriors do not forget their debts. Prediction. We have not seen the last of the Tempestarii.
All right, so what did y'all think? I know there's quite a few little things that caught my eye during the quest, and there's all kinds of questions I have at this point. Does this quest have anything to do with the rising tide? We see that Sai has some kind of actual knowledge of what happened to the Tempestarii as if he were there, using the same kind of dialogue he did when describing what went down in that quest. Is there a connection here? And if so, what is it? 2. Has Parvos Granum now fully sided against us? At the end of the Deadlock Protocol, it appeared as though we weren't necessarily enemies, as both Parvos and the Tenno seemed to be against the same threats. But at the same time, they definitely were not considering each other allies either. Could this incident, and his seemingly new partnership with Vala, someone who's obviously going to be pissed at us for what happened in this quest, make Parvos a full enemy now? Any chance they side with the Sentients in order to take us down? 3. Who was Sevagoth? And what is the Shadow exactly? It's not the first time we've seen a Shadow in this universe. Is there a connection to any of the other ones we've seen? It's tough to say, but the fact that they used that really kind of got my head spinning. 4. Where were we transported to when we were using Sevagoth? This seems like a completely different plane of existence, and is the only time the Eye is actually seen during the quest, which looked much different from the void storms we saw and even passed through. Was someone or something watching us? Furthermore, what's the greater significance of the poem flashed during this part? Poems in Warframe almost always have some greater purpose, so I wonder what this one is. Finally, I haven't had a chance to translate yet, but what is being conveyed in the Vosphine glyphs? Something Sai actually acknowledges himself. That part in particular really had me wondering if the message has some kind of deeper meaning. I will work on that this week, but in the end, were we the good guys in the story? The bad guys? Or has it come to a point in Warframe where good and bad are merely concepts that are shaped differently depending on what side you're on? I'll be curious to hear your take on that as well as what you thought about the story as a whole. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. And I might sound like a bit of a homer here, but many of Warframe's quests apparently just speak to me, with the Call of Tempestarii being no different. And nothing that I saw contradicted any of the theories I've put out on the channel, so that has to be a win as well, right? At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the video today, enjoyed the quest, and like always, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll talk at you all in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.